I feel like in the past few years, people have gotten pissed off at games for the most stupidest fucking reasons because they crave attention. They just love the idea of making a big fuss of something so that way they get noticed and get publicity in hopes that they get clout from it. It's not a new thing. In fact, I would think a lot of people are doing it more today. Like, a controversy that comes to mind is when the new Mafia game came out and people were saying all this crazy shit about how there was no swimming mechanics, even though there kind of was. It was just meant to take you back to shore if you swam too far. But it's stuff like that I don't see why people need to critique stuff on. I feel like you're just searching for a needle in a haystack at this point. But apparently that does not apply to PETA because they've stuck their ugly rears into the surface again by claiming animal cruelty about the cow from Mario Kart World. Now they're saying that this cow is offensive because it has a nose ring and it's used to drag the animals to their deaths and even control the cows, which I honestly think is, in an appropriate term, bullshit. Now I've never really taken PETA seriously. I do think that there are a lot of people who do terrible things to animals. That's no debate. There's a ton of horrible people everywhere who abuse their animals and are just piece of shit scum. I can agree with that. But I don't think PETA really does anything. The name has basically become synonymous to being a bunch of crazy people who look for any and all sorts of controversy regarding an animal and try and use that as leverage to gain more traction in their organization. Now, PETA has fought a lot of battles, but this is definitely one of them, and it should not be fought. It's a fucking video game cow, and they're messing with Nintendo. They're probably gonna come after their ass for saying that shit. I would assume Nintendo's gonna summon up some shadow demons from their own corporate lifestyle and track down PETA and just take him down quietly to make sure that they don't talk about this cow ever again. Or they're just gonna hit them with the old copyright strike so that way they can milk PETA for all their money. In fact, that should be a whole battle in Smash right there. Nintendo versus PETA, winner take all. The world's most greediest company versus the world's most neediest group. Now that could be a fight for the ages, let me tell you. Now this kind of makes me want to go into a little bit of a tangent right now because I want to just dip my feet into the whole debate regarding fiction and reality. If you get pissed off at something that's from a video game or a cartoon and you just don't agree with it, that's fine, but you should know that it's not real. None of it's real. The purpose of fiction is to portray something that is not real. Like, there's always people getting pissed off at the most mundane things in fiction. A lot of them just like to hear themselves talk. They like to make controversy after controversy for every little thing that comes their way, and they use it to get attention. There isn't a need for that. I think the best option is just to ignore those people and just move on with your day, because if you give them attention, you're just helping them double down on the situation, saying that, oh, well, this got a lot of traction. If I get pissed off at other things and post that online, then I'll do even better. You don't need to get pissed off at every little fucking thing that the internet has to offer. I just think by giving these people a platform to put their shit on, it just makes the problems worse. And I think that also impacts a lot of game creators as well. They try to appease everyone by removing stuff, making changes to games that nobody asked for, and it ends up ruining things down the line, all because they wanted to appease a certain group, which shouldn't be the case. If something pisses people off, but a lot of people also like it, then you're in the right spot. You don't have to make something that everyone enjoys. You should make something that you enjoy, and that shows. Like, I made videos that a lot of people didn't enjoy. That's fine. I enjoyed making the video. That's the whole purpose of, you know, doing stuff. You're not gonna please everyone. You're gonna find something that a lot of people will disagree with, but you'll find every so often something that people will agree with, and that's supposed to be like unique. You shouldn't have to try and conform to a whole group of people that are just louder. There's no need. Something that also brings my attention to this is when people make fan art. Now, I love art, I love drawing. It's one of my biggest passions, so every so often I like to draw certain characters, maybe make my own OC characters. That's something I just enjoy doing. It's like one of my favorite pastimes. But usually when some people post stuff online, most of the time, from what I see, it's usually good comments. They say that the art is good, they think they did a good job. There's some, you know, really heartwarming comments and some things that people make online. But other times, you see people who get offended over the most stupidest things, and they try and take that shit down or try and fix it. And that's just ass backwards. Saying you want to fix something that someone made and put their heart and soul into, you know, put on the internet, it's unnecessary. It's practically taking a shit on that person's hard work and saying that you made it better. So it's times like that where organizations like PETA are in the wrong. This out, I know Nintendo won't do jack shit for PETA. They'll probably put out a lawsuit on them, call them out for copyright and trademark. Who knows? But this is just another loss from PETA, the group that I just can't find any way to get serious behind. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'll talk to you later. So yeah.